You follow him around for a bit as he sort of like moves around the edges of the crowd, and he's looking around. There doesn't appear to be a clear pattern in the way that he moves, and it sort of occurs to you that yeah, your good pal Seely might have gotten a bit carried away. But bloody hell, he's trying. um, After a while, he sort of actually goes, "Oh, I have Zezia." I mean, yes, of course, that's where I told him to be, and leads you to a bit of a side place where they, all three kids are sitting, and he sort of basically goes, "Look who has arrived!" And Anna jumps up and basically rushes towards you. I mean, twins, they just keep on being going. And it's the first one to basically rush at you and basically jump up at you. Actually, before we go there, because it does take quite a while for you to get to this point, let's go back to Septimus real quick. As you arrive at the drinking stands, there is a bit of an issue because there are no alcoholic beverages.
Okay, I'll ask the lady. Hi, excuse me.
Yes? Yes.
Can I have 2 beers or some wine?
No, of course not. We don't really have much supplies of that. Besides, everyone knows it. That sort of thing can be bad. And lead to loss of control.
Hello.
She tries to basically get away from you at this point.
Okay, then what are these drinks?
There's a couple of fruity stuff that seem to be highly watered down. But yeah, seems drinkable. It's water with a slight flavor.
Okay, then 2 strawberry waters, I guess.
Yeah,
3.
you
Make them 3.
no strawberry water, but sure, you can find some less luxurious waters, definitely. In fact, let's say undescribed fruit of sorts, a drink.
I pay her and just
No,
leave.
the drinks are free.
Okay, well, I'm holding like the drinks. And then I look around and I realize that Rika's nowhere to be seen, and I'm like, shit.
Actually, roll me. What's in passive perception? Let's give me that just quickly.
Let me check. And I see that Strahd is with us currently. Okay. 14.
What? Oh, right. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, to be honest,
in spirit.
Vasily and Rika are both characters that sort of stand out in the crowd, so it's easy enough for you to locate them. And as they sort of get towards Anna and the others, you're all united in them. As Anna basically immediately, in fact, before you even go, you see that Anna seems to be sadly looking into the crowds. And the moment you pop up and Vasily shouts, look who's come! She jumps out and rushes at both of you. Just immediately rushes at both of you and just sort of like jumps at you for a hug.
Considering Sherson's currently holding drinks, Rika's scooping Anna up for a hug.
You came!
Of course we came.
Of course, kiddo.
We were a little late. I'm sorry.
I told you they would come, didn't I? No, you said that if they don't come I shouldn't take any hard feelings because they're really busy. Yeah, but what I actually meant to say is that definitely they would come.
Vasily, didn't you have someone?
Oh, yes, of course. I'll get back to you later.
Yes.
Claudia! And he disappears.
Here you go, Anna. I brought you I think it might taste good, I'm not sure. And he gives her a nondescript drink and
Yep.
then gives the same kind of drink to Rika and the same one keeps for himself. And then realizing the look that Rika's giving him, he says, "No alcohol. Don't worry, nothing. Dry.
Okay.
It's flavored water."
Better than the water.
Do you
So-
want to see? Do you want to see the painting?
Yes, yes.
Of course.
Right, let's go. Let's go. And she almost sort of like drags you by the hand. Well, drags you by the hands as she sort of leads you to the paintings where there's right now not a lot of people looking anymore. The people that were looking pretty lost interest. There's maybe 2 stand bystanders still. And of course, the picture is there on display, and yeah, it definitely looks quite lovely as you've seen it last time. And it's surrounded by other pictures, and actually, there's a few where there's really very clear. Okay, there's a professional artist who has drawn this, but there's others as well where it seems like hobbyists, where she might actually stand a general chance of being better than them. They look vaguely the same. And
Okay. But does hers look the most like the actual sun?
That's
Considering it's
what do you
fire
think the
in
sun
sky.
looks like?
It looks like a large jellyfish. Purple
So-
in the sky.
Here's the thing, I don't know if you recall, but you described it to her as a fire, which is why she drew it as
It's
such.
a large circular flame in the sky.
She
in the
didn't
color
quite get
yellow.
the memo about the circular and everything. The main thing that she recalled was fire. So right now, it looks
Oh.
sort of like a campfire in the sky.
You know what? Accurate.
Yes.
While
And-
Septimus is drinking his his flavor water, thinking, "I wish to God I could get drunk," he will, she will look at the painting and recall the things that her mother would tell her back in the day about how to know if a painting is good. "You see, Anna, you've done a phenomenal job when it comes to your axis. Everything is aligned in such a way that really you've captured the realism and everything. And anybody who can't see this is an idiot."
Or perception. Because none of the things your mother said applies to a picture. You're really stretching her meaning.
Please,
If
come
your
on,
mother
give
was
it-
here, she would shit all over this painting.
Well,
No,
Rika's-
my mother was kind enough not to do that.
Rika,
Well, if she didn't
and-
know that a kid would have drawn it. If she knew Anna was it, she would also probably think some...
My mother was a good person.
yes, but she also knew about art, legitimately.
Fucking hell. Okay, deception. Fucking hell. Please, God.
You...
Well, considering Rika is cutting off stress and like Shason's beginning that thing, and just Rika's just, it looks amazing, honey.
Yeah, basically as she starts to say...
I
these
think I've
things-
basically convinced Anna that I don't know shit about art.
Yeah, because everything you say is basically contradicting to each other. Because at one point you say, "Oh, I really like how straight everything's around. Oh, I really like the sort of wavy pattern that you did. It really artistic." And it's just all contradicting. And at some point, Rika just basically interrupts you to basically just stop you embarrassing yourself.
It looks amazing, honey.
Thanks.
It's beautiful and I really, really like it.
Uncle Vasily helped me a lot with this part, with the fire. I especially with the different color things bits there, and I wasn't so sure about it. I drew it all. He just told me like he just sort of showed me. He also helped me with holding but I did it.
Yes.
And yeah, so the event continues. At this point, we're going back to Saban, As you arrive there, what's your plan in this depositing or... By the way, at this point, seeing as this seems to be a place that we're very often going back to, I actually bothered to get a map for Vasily's house.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
Imagine it slightly less fancy than it's looking.
I don't think it looks that fancy.
Doesn't? Okay. And, yeah, what's the plan?
Exception of maybe the porch, but go inside.
The porch is a bit of a stretch, yeah.
Yeah. Get inside. Look for a change of clothes from Rika's stuff.
Yeah, we could probably have
Persuade
tunic
Kitten
or
to
something.
put them on instead.
Okay. I'm just going to just
I think it's Kitten and not there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just sort of like show her. Okay, you help her sort of like find some of Rika's stuff, find some good clothing there, and yeah. What do you do then? She trusts you at this point enough that she goes along with all of this. Though it is quite obvious to you that she has some apprehensions of going back into a enclosed space that is like a room, especially when it is like a guest room, as it is quite similar in size to her previous room.
It's fine, we can go back downstairs. Saban will take a seat at the couch.
She immediately jumps at the sofa and sort of like just sort of starts sort of jumping up and down on it.
Still energetic, huh?
This is all new. I need to think of a distinct voice for her. I only have so many female voices. Yeah, this is all great. So much stuff. I've never been here before. Never been let out around this place.
Well, just to be safe, can I ask you to, don't go outside without me, would you? That sound okay? You can go around the house as you want.
Kitty thinks friend starts sounding like mother.
It's not because you've been bad. It's just that, there are things outside that can attack you.
She seems to be swaying around a little with a bit of frown on her face. Doesn't seem
You
happy
can do
about
what
this.
you want inside. It's just that I'm very tired. I would like to take a nap. It's been a hard day for me.
Will you stay with Kitty?
Of course, I would like if I had a friend. Give me company until I...
Hey, Kitty has a friend.
Yeah, yes, she does.
Alright, so you just sort of take a nap then in the living room?
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. Spawn will basically take a short rest.
In that case, you can do that. Kitty is going to still keep exploring the house a bit. And let's jump back to the Lucky Plaza, where you guys are basically showing some of the beautiful paintings. There's also, of course, you still see. At this point, you see Vasily in the background trying to basically talk his way back with the woman that you interrupted before. Yeah, what do you want to do during the time that you have on the event? Rika and Septimus.
Yes.
What would you like to do? Would you like to partake in any of the activities? Would you like to go dancing? Would you like to...
What are the activities?
Well, as I said, Remember is currently responsible for some of the entertainment, playing some music to which some of the folks dance. And there's also, of course, a sort of little fighting tournament that's going on. And other than that, there's of course paintings, some food, you can just socialize with people. Yeah, that about sums it up.
Hmm.
Sharazan is gonna smile. So, dearest, would you like to dance with me?
Why, yes, I would.
Okay, Rika. Right after Anna.
Yeah, and I was also curious to begin with.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Rika just very confused, like,
I'm kidding. No, she is gonna look at Rika and say, "Would you like to dance?"
why, yes, I would.
Anna, will you dance with me afterwards?
Yeah.
All right, off we go. And she offers her arm in a very masculine way.
Rika
Alright.
takes it as the feminine partner.
Here we go. And we're off.
And so you make it to the dance floor as you hear the accordion and other musical instruments Ramiro is playing in his one-man band. You make it to the dance floor. There's a couple of other couples dancing about. It seems to be the time. And quite quick pace. So, would you like to show the others up a bit?
I don't know if I can.
If either one of you wants, you can roll some performance.
Why, yes, Rika would like to roll some performance.
You can
No, I
also
won't do that.
you can also decide to basically let the other lead, giving them advantage.
I know better than to try to lead with Rika, so yeah, sure. Very unorthodox, but honestly, 100% on character.
There's nothing orthodox about your relationship.
Mm-mm.
No. Oh, damn.
Oh yes, that is not bad at all. Let me just see. Yeah, there's nobody on there that can rival your style right now.
Oh, boy.
It doesn't take long until you're literally the middle of it. And would you like to describe what sort of stuff you're doing? What sort of dance moves?
Oh, boy. I mean, people are probably dancing folk, so it'd probably be over in the folk dancing kind of styles. Though Rika's hasn't been taught folk dance. She's been taught, like, waltzes. So it's probably going to be more of a combination of waltz and some kind of, a little bit more folkish waltz.
All right.
But yes, there are going to be twirls, and they're going to be,
There's
Cute
gonna be
dancing.
twirls. There's going to be, I pictured like Sherison holding out her arm so that Rika can like spin around and do her thing. And of course,
and there's going to be dips. Rika's going to make you do the dips.
I don't know what that is, but okay, we'll do it. And of
Yeah,
course,
the old-
Meaning you're
grand
holding
finale.
Rika. You're holding Rika. Rika's
Yes.
not dipping. Yes, you're dipping.
Okay. But also, of course, we're gonna finish off with the move where where Sherison's gonna
yes,
lift
definitely.
Rika up in the air.
Definitely.
And as you do, you guys start turning rapidly as you start finishing off with a perfect letdown and basically put it on the ground, spinning in motion until she stops and sort of entangles from your arm into one direction. And the song stops. And as it does, you hear applause from around you of the crowd that has just at some point stopped and just started watching you display. And at that point, Anna just runs up to you guys and goes, "Not me, not me! I want to do this too!"
Close.
Sherison is completely red in the face. At some point, she was just looking at Rika and marveling at what she was doing. She wasn't even noticing that the other people had stopped dancing. And I was like, we're being watched. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Your turn.
Rika.
Yes.
Rika's heart's pumping. There's excitement. People are watching, sure, whatever, doesn't matter. Sharzan is getting pulled in and is getting a kiss on the cheek before being pushed out towards the crowd.
Yeah, that completely catches Sherison off guard, like the whole kiss and then being pushed. It feels like pushing a paper bag. That's how little Sherison was, in control of her body at that moment.
You
And
hear a
then
couple of ahs out of the crowd.
But yes, Rika picks it up again with Anna.
At
Though
this-
in a little bit less energetic fashion. You know,
Remora also seems
Something
to
that
be
you can
picking
do.
up on this as he realizes that you've been dominating. He tries to play a bit more of a casual tune to also encourage the others to sort of start dancing again. And it's, in general, just much more relaxed. And you're having fun with little Anna there. And it's quite a good time. Is there anything in particular? Septimus, is there anything you would like to do in the meanwhile?
Take a walk to cool off because my heart is beating so hard. I'm afraid I'll pass out.
Alright, you're taking a walk.
Yeah, just disappear into the crowd and be like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Alright. And, yeah. As you just disappear back into the crowd, like you just in general try to basically get some distance, find a quiet corner to just sort of like for a moment, just take some time to calm down. And as you do, Rick, is anything you would want to do with Anna, or is just having some good old innocent fun?
some, you know, good on instrument. Rika is taking, you know, the masculine part. Because I doubt Anna can do any of the things, can do the things necessary to, you know. There's going to be, you know, some casual dips, some spin arounds, you know, what you'd expect at a dance. But it's innocent, it's fun.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, she isn't quite as well, you know, footed or anything. She does go a little bit weird sometimes. But, you know, everyone seems to be enjoying it, including her. So, nobody, you know, it is just a good ordinance in the amount of fun.
Rika would kill anyone if they laughed at Anna.
Absolutely.
They would be dead.
There's a
Fuck
little
her.
boy.
Fuck
There's,
the
there's a
pergolas,
little
too.
boy that chuckles at her as she trips.
Rika, while Anna isn't looking at Rika, Rika's glaring at him. Just that death glare.
Yeah, no, the boy immediately just seems to shriek and disappear. Running away.
And back to good old happy fun week.
But yeah. And I'd say that's enough time for Septimus for you to cool down a little. And as that round of music stops, of course, you two also stop. Would you like to rejoin together at this point?
Before I do, I will do one thing that always is in the back of Sherrison's mind. Is the blue raven around?
Why don't you give me a... No, never mind. There's no point in it. I'm not going to make you roll then. No, you do not manage to spot anything. And to be honest, you're far too distracted as well to even just... Because every time you try to look at one of the spots, your mind immediately goes back to just that moment that happened a few moments ago, and you just go, okay, focus, oh my god.
Yeah, still being red as a beet probably. Sherrison's gonna look at herself on like a glass or something and think, fuck. Well, yes, how do I explain this? Yes, I should exercise more often. That's a good line. And she's gonna head on back and be like at the kind of a wallflower. And when the song ends, she's gonna be there to clap while at Anna and Rika.
Yep.
As you
I think
do
we've been on for you.
and finish up, Anna also starts running back to Septimus and was like, Did you see? Did you see?
I saw. That was great. That was amazing.
I spun so much. It was great. I loved it. She looks back at Rika and just beams at her.
I mean, Rika's coming, so
So as you all gather up again as a happy family that you are, what would you like to do next?
do stuff together.
Let's go
As a
get some like
familiar
cotton
leader?
candy or something. What kind of things are there? We could
I don't
socialize.
think they would have cotton candy.
As you talk about this, sort of looking at the remnants of the food, most of which has at this point eaten, you're actually approached by a familiar face. Ah,
Pray tell who?
actually, the familiar face is mostly just familiar to, I believe, Rika. It is Lady Vesta as she approaches the both of you. She goes, "Wow, what a wonderful occurrence to see you here.
Indeed.
I see that you had quite a lot of fun. How are you
Oh,
enjoying
yes.
the event so far?"
Very much so. It's very fun.
Yes, ma'am.
And this must be then, well, your... No, I always do love seeing new couples like such. Reminds me back of when I was with.
Can I ask a question? Do I know who this woman is? Have I actually seen what Vesta looks like in a painting or something? Because I was not there while they were talking to her.
Let me think. You've never seen her in person, I don't think, have you?
No, but
No.
if there were any portraits of Lady Vesta in
Yeah.
the house, that would
Yeah.
sure
Here's how
it would be familiar.
Here's how I'm ruling it. You know what, no. I think that it's fair enough to also assume that Rika at some point while you were in the house with her. Oh yeah, that's her. So I'm saying yes, you recognize her.
Okay. In that case, I'm
She's
going to do the thing where you are holding your kid back with one arm while simultaneously looking casual.
she's wearing a beautiful, fancy sort of yellow striped dress and has her hair made back in a bit of a sort of put it together. Well, previously she had it all long out, and she's wearing also a bit of jewelry as well. And she sort of looks at Anna and sort of thinks, and this must be our little painter.
You'd be
Indeed.
correct, yes.
She looks at Rika. So I'm assuming this is your... John? I remember. It's, you were... Remember how you told me that you're teaching her to read and all that? And already she's an artistic, talented kid, isn't she?
Mhm. Very much so.
Very gifted.
Septimus, are you going to sort of do anything as she sort of bows down to try and get a better look at her?
How close is she getting? I'm not going to allow her to touch the kid.
I mean, she would be in arm's reach if she were to do a sudden movement. She probably could. Anna herself doesn't seem to have any apprehension. She doesn't seem to have any problem with the woman.
No, but I'm watching her like a hawk. Because we're in public. I don't want to cause a scene.
You are in public. Well, it does really feel my heart with joy to see that even in times like these, in a place like this, there can be having fun. Speaking of which, have you considered my offer?
Well,
Anna, dearie, why don't you head on over to your painting and make your pitch just in case any judges walk by. We'll be with you shortly.
Okay. She seems to be feeling like something's in the air at this point, but yeah, she
I'll be
does
right
follow.
with you. We'll dance together after that.
She does follow through, and haste to prepare that. Oh,
Well, Lady Vista.
I didn't mean to kind of wait a simple yes or no or talk later would have done. I didn't mean to miss.
Well, it's a matter of sensitivity, but
It is, however, I'm afraid I have little choice as time is of the essence.
yes, well, we'll have to decline, I'm afraid.
Oh, a shame.
Quite.
Am I right in assuming that you are on his side then? Please tell me at least that.
Well, let me just say this. I assume you'll be hearing from Kask and the Burgomaster in not too long.
So it's already too late.
Well, thought giving you a warning might be fair is fair.
If you don't mind me asking, how much time is there?
I don't know.
In that case, I must make haste. Well, fair is fair, you've warned me as well. I would recommend to you to leave town soon as possible. I fear that something will happen.
Nice.
Would you like to be a bit more precise? A bit less vague?
Well, you have shown kindness to my daughter before, as such. It has come to my attention that he has set his eyes upon Valadi. I was hoping to avoid the worst by making Valadi fall back into the roads, but it appears that is not possible any longer. He's going to act. I do not know the details, but I do know that time is running out and he will act soon. In any case, I have no time to rest. Enjoy your evening still. I am somewhat convinced that you are at least happy today. And with that, she takes a few steps back and disappears in the crowd. And the mood was ruined.
No, Rika's determined to bring back the mood. Let's go, Chana, and go do some stuff.
Hey, Sharazen's mood's been fucking destroyed. Would you, try to be like, yeah. So, Anna, did any, judges walk by?
Is everything alright?
Yeah, tired. Just tired. Been a long day.
We have a bit of contention with Lady Vesta, but that shouldn't ruin the day. Come on, let's go. Let's do some stuff. No, it has nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with you.
Yeah, okay. She seems to be feeling that something is up there. But she seems to
Something is up.
try ignoring it as well. And,
Wait, is the Burgomaster at the celebration?
if you want to have a look around for him, you can certainly do that. Give me a perception check.
Yes.
As a matter of fact,
Something like
As a matter of fact, it is not that hard to spot him, especially because the event is slowly but surely growing to its end, especially with the jury soon announcing its decision. You can spot the Burgomaster surrounded by some of the elite guards on the outer perimeter around the lower steps of the stairs, basically preparing some stuff for the upcoming speech. And yeah, so you definitely do find him.
Okay. Is there any way I can let him see me or let him know that I'd like to talk to him?
If only he had thieves' can, or even then he would have needed to.
I don't think the fucking Burgomaster can understand thieves' can.
Oh, plot twist.
Really?
How do you want to do this? How do you want to try and get his attention and convey this message? How are you thinking now?
I know. Is there a stand anywhere that sells fans?
Yes.
Excellent.
There's
I'm
actually-
gonna go get a fan.
There's actually a multiple stands with several sort of like common stuff. It's not fan specific, but you can find a fan among the items on display.
Okay. Sharrison is gonna go get the fan and give it to Rika and say, I can't do it right now because, well, I am a man. It would be improper, but do this motion and look into the Burgomaster. He'll understand you want to talk to him. And like, she's gonna open the fan and do the motion that signals, I want to talk to you.
Ah, yeah, copy. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's what would like to happen. Septimus, roll me a history on how well you can convey this motion to Rika. And you know what, Rika, no, I'm just going to have this completely rely on Septimus's instructions. You are smart enough to follow basic instructions. I'm not going to make you roll for that.
Okay, let's see. Yes.
This is not particularly hard due to your upbringing. But on the other hand, it has been a while.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, yes!
Yeah.
Okay.
As you
Doesn't
hold
matter.
it to try and just sort of do an example for Rika so you see something that it just fluidly grows back, muscle memory reactivates, something you've
Just like this. Rika, do this motion. Hold the fan as is in front of your face and tap on your lips. He'll understand.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Alright.
How about you two take a dance then, and I'll do that.
Yeah! Okay. And with that, those two are out of the way. Rika, now you have signage, but first you need him to look at you.
Well, you did say I stick out in a crowd.
That's not untrue, yes.
So, I mean, he has elite guards as, like,
You know what? Now that you say it out loud, you just need to get to a certain perimeter, at which point the elite guards immediately peek up at your presence. And of course, as they do, eventually the Burgomaster also follows their gaze to see what the hell they're looking at.
And then Rika would do the motion as instructed.
The Burgomaster looks at you for a moment and just sort of like waves you over closely by.
Rika comes over.
What's the matter?
The task you set us upon has been completed.
Oh,
Curtis
has
is
it?
on the case. Yes. Kursk is on the case.
I see. So, what has been the results?
Well, we found evidence of demon worship, and there are corpses in chests and skeletons in chests, and we fought 4 whites. There's definitely some necromantic magic at least going on. There is smattering of stuff.
Oh, that is more than enough. And you're sure about this?
As a magic user, yes, I am very sure that there is something going on. And considering it's in her attic, which is only accessed through her bedroom, I highly doubt that she wouldn't know anything about it.
Oh, we'll get her now. We'll get her now. Oh, her face is gonna be priceless. Ah, dear, you've done good job. You've done good work. Good work indeed.
Thank you, Baron Master.
Yes, we will speak of your reward later. But right now, I'm going to have to prepare my speech. Enjoy the rest of the event. Afterwards, we can speak more in detail.
Of course. I have my partner and my child to get back to.
Excellent. And as you do, you get back to that and keep on going. By the way, Saban, your short rest is over. Do you want to join back at the event, or do you just call the day there?
I mean, we'd like to, but I don't think I can exactly go there with a feral child, and I don't want to abandon her in a building by herself for obvious reasons. So, unless someone comes to switch me out, I'm stuck.
How long does it seem? How long does the song seem to be going on still? Like how long does the dance seem to be?
You mean how long you guys have been dancing?
How long does it seem that because I want to check up on Saban.
I mean, you have been dancing for about more than half an hour.
Okay, well, I'm going to Saban to see to check up on him and check up on Kitty.
All right.
I don't know that he went to the house with Kitty, so I guess I'm just gonna stay at the festival with Anna.
Excellent.
We did say that when we split
You were
up.
all together, so...
Yeah.
I don't remember it. I don't think Septimus remembers it either.
Well, I'm not sure...
Well, considering what's happened, I think he might have just forgotten.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Either way, we've got one responsible adult. We got one responsible adult staying with one child. We got another sticking with another. Look at you guys being responsible parents. Now, Rika, I'll just say that you make it to the house quickly. It's not that far anyway.
Actually, before Ricky goes, she's just going to wave to Saban, Septimus, Shaz, and just get over and say, I'm going to go check on Saban, just to make sure he's all right and such.
Why is Uncle Saban not here?
Well, we found someone at when we were doing stuff, and she needs some help. She should be at the cities, so you can meet her later.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just going to go check on her.
All right.
Oh, right. That, would you rather I go? Completely forgot about that.
I mean, you could. I know Saban might also want to just get the tail end of the festivities.
Yeah, Septimus is going to look over at, the road that kind of leads to the house, which is, I imagine, dark and abandoned, like no people there, because everyone's at the house.
It is one of the main roads towards the main road, so there is a couple of people sort of in between, but not a lot.
Okay, then Sherison's going to turn to Rika and say, you know what, I think it's best if I go. You stay here. Have a good time, you and her.
All right, sure.
Okay.
That dance was great. We should do it again sometime. Man, she's off.
No.
house shifts around.
Certainly does. And with that, we are back in the house. I think you all can see the map anyway, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Just making it slightly bigger so that it's a little easier to sort of put your character tokens places on it. I'm not sure why you put your token there.
Well, because I'm not there.
Oh, okay, right, so you're sort of common.
Well, no, me and Shousen switched, so Shousen's got.
Oh, right,
I'm playing with
whoopsie.
Hannah.
Septimus, as you approaching the house, which you now suddenly notice had a balcony, all along,
It's just a
Wow.
fancy porch.
exactly.
Also, the backyard garden is much smaller and less impressive.
No, it keeps on going. Keeps on going.
Mm.
Definitely. Look, just stretch your imagination a bit here and work with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you make it to the house, Septimus.
Sigh and walk inside. Spawn.
Yeah. Come here, kitty.
Hiding under the table, but does come out.
Hey,
Friend arrived.
hi, kitty. And he's gonna look over to Saban.
Did you win?
I don't know yet. Hasn't been announced. But she has done a great job. It's a really nice painting. He's gonna look at Kitty a little bit and say, and then lean over to Saban and say, "We might be having problems."
I figured something happened if you came here back before the announcements.
Look, he looks over to Kitty and does Kitty look like she's watching us?
Oh yeah, she is sort of sitting on her behind, sort of halfway crouching with her hands on the ground, watching you very attentively.
Saban, what do you intend to do with her?
Showing her to the burgomaster, I think she is technically a problem with the city.
All right, look. There's a possibility that the man in the castle is going to be coming soon. Here. Well, that means that we need to... It's probably not going to be happening within the next few days, so... Do you want to go to the festival either way?
I'd like to, but I was thinking that I need to watch over her.
Septimus, Sharison. I'm forgetting the names. Sharison looks on over to Kitty and says, "She looks okay. Maybe I could." And as soon as she says that, she realizes that maybe she couldn't. Do you want to go? I could stay. I could.
You know, the two of us, I'd say I'm the one that looks half dead, but I would like to go.
Okay.
I'm hurting all over, but I'd like something a bit different from being hit all around.
There's no alcohol there, so don't get your hopes up.
I don't mind. Still feel a weird pain in my chest, so I think I'm actually better not drinking any.
All right. So, Kitty.
Kitty, would you like to spend time with another friend?
Hi.
Very nice.
But Kitty also likes other friends.
I'll be back. Just gonna go see another friend, see if we can get more friends for you.
Can Kitty come with you?
I think there's a chance that your mother may be there, so may not be good.
I don't mind. Friend is around.
Hmm.
Mother like friends.
Maybe she would. Wouldn't you like to spend more time with the other friend? Get to know them as well. Spend some time together now.
Looks at Septimus but no.
Oh, come on, Kitty. We can do a girls' night in.
She looks very confused at you because you do not look like a girl.
Not a long story.
Have fun. And, you know, I'll keep my eye out. I'll bring you something back with me.
Okay.
Have you eaten anything today, by the way? When did you last eat?
She sort of scratches her head and sort of like a, sort of like this. And she goes, I found something squishy in the bed.
I think that's one thing that the two of you could do. My food is mostly on an open fire and without too many spices, but I'm sure. Saban looks at Charasin Septimus Remus, quizzingly like, what do you want me to call you?
Hello, I'm Amber.
I'm sure.
Call me Sharison.
Sure, Charasin knows some nice recipes. The two of you could look into together.
Yeah, raking her brain to see if she does actually know any recipes.
I'm sure you're gonna
Cookies.
Saban gets up and
Chocolate chip cookies.
sounds good, Kitty, right?
Do you like them? We can make them together.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the kitchen then.
Saban will tap Charasin on the shoulder and just kind of pull himself close as well. Thank you. I'll keep my eyes open in case I see you here and there. What is there to do besides art?
No. Art, you can dance. There's people there you can socialize with.
The dancing sounds fun.
Oh, if you might be fast, you might be able to get there in time to listen to the Burgermeister speech.
Oh, couldn't miss that, could I?
Make sure you relay what he says.
Yeah, I will. Have fun. Thank you. I was
No problem.
thinking that I was going to be stuck here.
Ah, it's okay. I couldn't leave you alone here the whole night. And she's gonna untie her leather armor, remove it, and head on over
Want
to the
any help?
kitchen. No, I don't think so. Comes off, and then she's wearing a really loose dark blue shirt, a dress shirt, and she goes into the kitchen and she puts on what do you call them? An apron. Come on, Kitty. Let's make cookies. I am 45% sure that I remember 90% of the recipe, so this should work.
Kitty immediately jumps onto the table and just sort of playing around with the instruments as the line there.
Saban also pokes in. Not sure, depending on how she is, but after all the mud running, maybe a bat would also be. Just didn't feel like I could really give that to her.
Speaking of which, there's a bit of mud now all across the
No.
Everywhere, just let's face it, everywhere. It's on the couch, it's on the sofa, it's pretty much all over the floor. While you were napping, she was basically running around everywhere. And now it's also on the table.
How muddy am I?
Well, you got an advantage, which is that all your mud is at your boots. It cannot be said for her.
I'm more wondering if I was napping, did she run all over me? Or...
You're a little muddy, like, mostly in your lap and leg area.
All right. Well,
Actually,
I'm
before
sure
we make
Vasily
the
have
cookies,
someone for that.
yeah,
For the house.
actually,
For her.
yeah.
I'm gonna get going now.
Okay, actually, Kitty, before we make the cookies, you know what really makes me happy? A nice hot bath.
She looks at you for a moment and then immediately starts running.
Ah,
She's a cat. What did you expect?
what am I supposed to do? Tie her up, throw her in the backyard, and hose her down?
Friend,
Like,
don't leave! Friend, don't leave! Friend of a friend evil wants to put me in water! Starts scratching at the door.
not for you, Kitty, for me.
That's weird.
Okay, before we make the cookies, we must wash our hands, though. Even kitties clean their hands. And she starts washing her hands.
She starts
Let's
licking her hands.
You're not making any cookies. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not saying it. Okay, just cut back to the others.
So I want to stay here all day, but cutting back to the others. Soon it appears that Septimus is learning now how hard it is to be a parent to this child. Cutting back to the Lucky Plaza. You guys having a good time. Eventually, Saban starts coming towards you as well. As immediately the moment that Anna spots it goes, Uncle Saban!
Saban is at the last of his pipe. It's gonna... Well, hi kid. Did you win yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. Sort of starts becoming a little shy at the idea of winning to begin with.
I'm sure you did a good job.
And with that, actually, as you all there, the Burgomaster actually takes place on stage, as some of the paintings have also been transported onto the stage as the speech begins.
I'm just gonna, in a hushed tone, just mention to Rika, I guess I missed the dancing.
I mean, there's...
And at this point, of course, also the
At
music.
least I made it today. It was so great. A speech of the Burgomaster. And there's something even in the allegory.
Music stops, most of any other events or socializing that was happening stops as the Burgomaster steps up onto the place and starts greeting everyone. Before that, however, as you all arrive and you're there, you also manage to get a glance at Captain CoS, who seems to have rejoined the festivities at this point, with some crossed arms as well as a couple of his guards standing behind him. He sort of oversees at the sort of edge of the hanging tree where he stands and sort of oversees everyone. But at that point, the Burgomaster gets on stage Hello, everybody. It is so great to see that all of you could make it to today's event. Now, I hope that you've all had a wonderful time with some of the events that were organized for this so gracefully, of course, by Malaki and, of course, all of the things we've saved up. Now, for the main event you've all been waiting for, which is, of course, the Sun Artistry event. Now, we've had a couple of curators look at some of these wonderful paintings, and in fact, I would like to take the time to even welcome some guests of honor up here. Let's see if they're around. We're looking for Rika, Remus, and Saban. Are you down there? Come up. You've deserved it.
Oh, okay.
He starts clapping, and politely the rest of the crowd also joins in. Do you guys go up?
Saban actually ducks a little.
Rika
Alright. Saban, do you follow, or?
Saban kind of takes a look at Rika. Well, enjoy it for the both of us, so...
Please come.
Fine. Saban straightens himself back out and starts walking through the crowd.
Okay, so you guys are all joining. Anna is gonna come with you. Are you gonna stop her, or?
Saban would kind of hold his hand out in case Anna wants to grab it.
So as you walk on stage, Rugumas asks, polite clapping. I see perhaps not everyone has made it. You see, these people have done a great service to Valaki. Just today, this morning, they have stopped a terrible crime committed by terrorists against our brave Valakian guards, who were brutally slaughtered. These terrorists seem to have used unforbidden magic and have left behind only ashes, even giving the risk of burning down a great part of our Valakian city. However, they were put to a stop by these brave men. Civilians as they are, they stood there and defended and fought alongside these guards, preventing much further damage. An applause for that. And people applaud once again, sort of politely amongst the crowd. They killed my brother! Before that quickly does disappear as a few guards are sent to the position of where that came from. Now, of course, do not worry, we will search up on any leads concerning these individuals. If anyone knows anything about them or where they came from, please do talk with your local guards. Now, moving
Saban
onwards.
whispers to Rika again. Just to note, I didn't bring my sword with me or my bow, so I think we should get back together.
Yes, that is a good idea.
Now, as for now, they will have the honor of also pitching in with their opinion to today's contest, also taking part in the jury as honored jury. Now, please, why don't you also tell us what painting you believe is the most accurate and most beautiful today? And of course, you have 4 pictures on display in front of you, one of which you're all too familiar with. 2 of which seem rather sort of like amateurs, almost on the same level, and one which is just undeniably much, much better than anyone else's, probably made by a professional artist.
But has the professional artist gotten the, has he actually understood that the sun is a giant ball of fire in the sky?
He has demonstrated the sun's appearance as a lantern hanging in the sky. It is very beautifully rendered with the castle as a backdrop, and it is quite beautiful, but he has basically rendered it as a lantern.
Which is, it's not a controlled flame. It is not a lantern. It is a roaring fire.
So how do you go about this? By the way, Anna is standing next to you guys right now.
Saban will look at them and then just go, I can see that great talent went into this one. However, from my accounts of the sun, it's not really depicted in the best way possible. Skill in the drawing is great, but the sun is hard to control. You can't just put it in a lamp. It is more like a wildfire, like this uncontrollable flame, as the one points to Anna's picture.
But it is an artistic rendition. It is supposed to be metaphorical, you heard of the crowd.
What's the metaphor of the flame being controlled when it's not controllable?
It is like the Morning Lord himself putting a guards start approaching the man, yelling out.
Okay, can I use performance to go on like a small tirade of why each is great, but why Anna's is so much better?
Okay, you can go with a performance if you like, yeah. In fact, I will give you advantage because Disper, I think, already set the scene quite nicely as well.
Please, 17.
So as you say all this, it occurs to you that a lot of the people present don't have any clue about art. As such, it's not hard to convince the majority of the merit in what you're saying. And you feel like the crowd is definitely eating up what you're going on with. And
Rika doesn't have much art knowledge either. She's pulling a lot of this out of her ass, which is why it's performance.
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely a few people in the crowd who seem to not be, who actually are more knowledgeable than that, who don't let themselves be fooled. But the vast uneducated majority, you seem to be having under your thumb. And they're just sort of nodding along and going like, yes, of course, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, Sabandu, actually, he's not charismatic, so he doesn't win anyone over with his ramblings, but he's actually using more intelligence and wisdom to be like, well, yeah, sure, it's a better quality of work, but it's not what was asked for.
I mean, yeah.
It doesn't necessarily capture the depiction correctly.
Yeah, it's more about content than the quality of the content.
At the end of your thing, of course, it has become obvious which one you...
We're slightly biased. No one can say we aren't. We literally have the artist of one of them on the stage with us.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
only
But
one
even
to
despite that, with your very articulate expression and this basically way of formulating your opinion, you still seem to be able to make most of the people present believe that yes, in fact, this seems to be the best piece.
Again, that's why I also praised the other three.
Yeah, you definitely...
Level it out a bit, but then raise one above the others.
Exactly. Like, it is that sort of sneaky shit that gets you to work this.
Yeah.
But,
I think Saban actually used that before.
but yeah, as you come to this, of course, the Burgomaster takes over and says, with this it appears that we have a straight-up winner of the race, which is, of course, the lovely little Anna. An applause. Loud applause, of course. It is always so great to see young new talent coming about, and I believe we can all agree that this is a victory well deserved. You see from somewhere in the crowd, the artist guy breaking free from some of the guys going, bullshit! This is utter nonsense. The deputies are no display. It's utterly, and it's just being basically, his mouth is covered, and the guards basically just drag him away.
Yeah, Rika is glaring at him, but making eye contact with him, just the stare.
He is glaring back, and the Burgomaster just goes, will somebody just shut this unskilled fool up? Anyway, with that, it appears that we have the winner of today, and once again,
He makes a good runner-up.
What do you say?
He makes a good runner-up.
Oh yes, certainly. Well, there was good techniques utilized, but it just wasn't quite interesting enough in content. It was just a depiction of nonsense. Anyway, so, and with that, this lovely little event is lasting, of course, And once again, a great applause to the heroes who have saved a great fire from spreading in Valaki today, and which is also why I have the honor today of giving them their hunter's license, which I think it is fair to say that they have proven more than capable of being responsible and valued citizen. That I believe we can all agree that with the great association that they are more than deserving of this honor.
Saban will once again whisper to Rika. Sure, but the official reason we're getting them makes me feel dirty.
Now, before we carry on, I have just been told of a very fascinating thing, which is that we have been able to find the terrorists that have been causing so much trouble in Valaki recently. And it appears, while I have a hearty heart of saying that behind it all there was no other than Lady Veshta, as he sort of dramatically puts forward. Yes, it appears that good Lady Veshta has, after all this time, secretly been drawing strings to try and organize terrorism in our very town, worshipping the devil himself to try and get us down, trying to make us doubt each other, trying to invoke his name to give him power. But, thankfully, it has been stopped through great efforts of Captain Kursk and his men. We've been able to find concrete evidence of her wrongdoings and are able to quickly destroy any traces of her current cult. We will be going back of any person that has been standing in contact with her and interrogating them very, very, very carefully to make sure no more traces of these cultists will be present in Valaki. Now, if you have any more information on this matter, do tell the guardsmen, and we will take care of it. But as it stands, we will not be saddened by this event, as I'm sure the guards have it under control. Now, one more thing, which is that currently I'm happy to announce that we have a great new companionship going with, what was his name? What was the name of the merchant from the first town? Do you remember?
Oh,
The merchant.
Yeah, the guy that...
The guy that
Oh,
we gave
We
him
sold
the
our wine bottle.
Yeah, okay, I think it was Baldwin. It appears that now with a new local clubs, in an effort to string along the shops that have traveled over from poor Barovia, we have started an initiative to try and help them get along. So we have given them a bit of money, and now you will find lots of cheap wares in the store of Baldric's wares. Not to mention, a couple of people from Barovia have traveled over here after a terrible disaster in their town. So you be kind to them and show them what kind of welcoming place Valaki truly is. Now, with that, I still wish you a wonderful rest of the event. You can still have some fun. All will be well. Have fun. And with that, he leaves onto a horse. And
wait, before he goes, I'm gonna, walk up to him. I forgot to say, Bergmaster, but pretending that I was on Lady Veshta's side, she told me that Strahd would be, the devil would be moving on here soon.
Perhaps he would have if she's gotten through, but she hasn't. We're safe now.
Maybe, but please keep it in mind.
Look, I'm going to make an exception because of the service you rendered this. But do not evoke his name. It only gives him power.
Yes, I am sorry, that was a slip of the tongue.
Look,
You need to invoke his name, but it doesn't hurt to make sure that you're defended.
our ways have worked for so many years. It's not going to fail us now. So do not worry about it. All will be well. Now that the cultists are rotting out, have a nice evening. He goes onto a horse and he rides off towards his manor. And as he does, you can see how some of the guards have bound the loud artist onto the horse, and he's dragged behind the horse screaming as he's being dragged along the corpse.
Blocking that from Anna's vision.
Yeah, that's a bit extreme. Saban pulls the cloak in front of her.
So suddenly the hand comes in the cloak.
Yeah.
Come on,
And
let's go.
just as that happens, and as he's riding off, suddenly there is a loud sound. And suddenly you hear a loud bursting sound. And you turn around to see that the standard tribune, where the Burgomaster stood a few moments ago, has exploded. As suddenly pieces of wood start scattering and falling to the ground. Some fire starts developing the tribune itself and eating up the wood. It appears that most people calling him were guardsmen, and Captain Chris himself, who seems barely affected by it at all, who immediately starts shouting out orders.
Saban is gonna pick up Anna and just kind of get farther away from it.
Yep, get out.
Grab her painting.
As this all happens, you barely recognize a couple of figures wearing masks, all running into the crowds and trying to hide among them. It appears that the vegetable cult has not been completely taken out. And with that, we stop today's session.